Well, good morning, everybody. I want to welcome you on this beautiful Tuesday morning, May 4th, Star Wars Day. John Hoverson, welcome this morning. Let's see, Mike and Joe Stromberg, good morning to you. Barbara Richardson and Harry, good morning. Welcome, everybody. Jeremy and Wendy, good to see you this morning. Lori Agassi, good morning. Stephen Andrea, Jim and Kathy, good to see you this morning. Jim, thinking of you in the Bible study later on this morning, praying for you today. There's my mom, good morning to you. Carmen, Lego, good morning to you. Charlie, good morning. Debbie King, I see you there. Good morning. Mike and Kim, good morning. Kim, I hope that your back is feeling better soon. I'm so sorry that you're dealing with sciatic stuff, and that is so hard. Praying for you. Let's see who else is going to pop in. I'm in Psalm 34 this morning. It's part of our reading. So I'm not going to read the entire psalm. I'm just going to comment on a couple of things for our thoughts for today. And contextually, David has been delivered out of a difficult, what he felt was a life-threatening situation. Dana Kreshock, good morning. I see you. Stephanie Ellis. So David is in this rough spot. And he's praying to God, and God delivers him. So Psalm 34 is his testimony of God's deliverance. He put his trust in God. God came through, and he was rescued from what would be a life-threatening situation for him. So I'm just going to read the first several verses of Psalm 34. Verse 1 says, I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. So we read yesterday, Psalm 3. We talked about both in good times and in bad times, we trust in the Lord, and we can sleep though sometimes we experience hunger and sometimes we experience everything we need, because God is the same. He's there. He's going to sustain us through those times. So David is saying on the tail end of God's deliverance, he goes, no, I'm going to bless God at all times, not just when I'm being delivered. But today, this occasion, it's because I've been delivered. God has seen, he's heard my prayer, he's rescued me. Verse 2, my soul makes its boast in the Lord. Let the humble hear and be glad. Oh, magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. I sought the Lord, and he answered me. He delivered me from all my fears. Those who look to him are radiant, and their faces shall never be ashamed. This poor man cried, and the Lord heard him and saved him out of all his troubles. The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him and delivers them. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man who takes refuge in him. So I'm going to stop there for a second. And we can all relate to this as we reflect on our lives and how, we've all experienced times where we have everything we need and life is good, but then we've also experienced times where we are battling a challenge, a sickness, something. And I think about when we're sick, especially if you have more severe symptoms like a really strong flu or something. Once your body finally recovers from that sickness, at least in my experience, you forget how good it feels just to feel normal. And so when you're going through that hard time, that struggle, that challenge, that sickness, you're very aware of how poor you feel. But then when that fever finally breaks or whatever, and you're like, oh, I forget how good it feels just to feel normal. And so this is the words that come out of David's feeling. Hey, I'm back to normal. I didn't realize how good I had it until my life was threatened, until my the difficulty and the fears of what my circumstances were communicating to me, and I was crying out to God. And now on the other side of it, I'm like, oh yeah, it feels so good just to be normal, not to have these fears that are just encompassing me. Instead, he says, the angel of the Lord encompasses me, it surrounds me, and God hears my cry, and God answered me, and so he's testifying to this. And so the element of this psalm I just want to bring out this morning, because we've all been there. We've all been down in the darkness of the valley, and we've also experienced the mountaintop. And the part of this psalm I want to bring out is the fact that David puts pen to paper, quill to parchment, whatever he wrote on. He created a way of telling the story, a device to let other people know. This was my experience. I was down in the darkness. My life was threatened, but God heard my cry, and I want other people to know about it. And why am I bringing this part of it out? This is because I was pointing this aspect out to David. He says, let's see. Oh, in verse 2, he says, let the humble hear and be glad. So this is his intent, is to share his testimony to those who are in a humble circumstance, those who are in the valley, those who are going through the sickness, those who are facing or going through troubling times, are characterized in a humble position, not a position of strength and power. And it says, let the humble hear and be glad. So it does all of our hearts good when we hear the testimony of how God is at work in someone else's life. It gives us encouragement. It's like, okay, that's so encouraging me to see how you've gone through a hard time and God saw you through it. He was with you through the valley. And now you're on the other side of the valley, and actually there's light at the end of the tunnel. Excuse me. There's light at the end of the tunnel. There's hope. There is the sun will rise in the east. Day will dawn, though I feel like I'm going through the darkest of night right now. So when we hear other people's stories of faith and God's deliverance, it's so encouraging. This is, I think, David's point and why he's penning the psalm. This isn't the only reference to him calling out to other people to hear his story and hear his testimony. So he's already said in verse 2, let the humble hear and be glad. And let's see, he refers to himself as in a humble position. He says, this poor man cried. Let the humble be glad and rejoice. This humble man, this poor man cried, and the Lord heard him. Right? And then again, he calls out to other people. Hear this testimony. Verse 8. Oh, taste and see. He's inviting other people to taste and experience that the Lord is good. I have tasted. I have seen. I am telling my story. I want other people to also have the same experience. Taste and see that the Lord is good. You can trust in God too. We're encouraging other people to place their faith and trust in God when we are testifying to how God is at work in our own life. Oh, fear the Lord, you his saints. Again, he's directing it to other believers. For those who fear him have no lack. Verse 11. Come, O children, listen to me. I will teach you the fear of the Lord. And so on. And he goes on throughout other parts of the psalm. I won't go into any more detail about it. But you see the idea that he is not just penning this for the Lord's sake. He's not just penning this psalm to facilitate a praise song for the worship of the temple. This is a teaching psalm. He's saying, hey, I was right there in the valley, just like maybe some of you are, and I'm on the other side. There is light at the end of the tunnel. God did hear my prayer, and however long the valley feels, you may be in the valley for a long time. It's helpful when we see those around us testifying to the goodness of God, and it's an encouragement. It's meant to be an encouragement, but for this encouragement really to have teeth, we have to also acknowledge that there are times that we go through the valley. I think there's sometimes this temptation to talk about our relationship with God only in good terms. That if you're really spiritual, if you're really trusting in God, you won't suffer from calamity. You won't suffer from depression. You won't suffer from the valley, the dark times. And that's just not true. Anybody who has lived life authentically knows you experience both. Sometimes you're in the valley, sometimes you're on the mountain, and God is in both places. And it's this acknowledgement and this proclamation of God being my refuge, God being my help. He never left me. He was there sustaining me, helping me persevere, giving me strength, giving me wisdom. And now I'm on the other side, and wow, God is so good. I'm so grateful. And I want other people to know who are in humble position. This humble man, this poor man, I was right in the same place. God heard my cry, and now I'm just letting people know God sees, God hears. He will give you what you need. So if you have a testimony today, share it. Share it in the comments. Has God revealed himself to you through a dark time in some particular way recently, this week, this last weekend? If you want to take time to encourage all of us in the comments, do so. If you don't want to take time there, tell somebody. You think, what's my story? How's that going to encourage somebody? It pays off more than you think in someone's life. You just never know how God is going to use your story to impact someone else, to just make it one more day. I can trust the Lord today. I was just about to give up hope, and then I heard someone else's testimony that said, yeah, don't give up. God sees you. God hears you. I understand where you are. And I have no judgment, no condemnation for those who are going through a dark time, because I've been there. That's what our testimony does. It's very powerful. And this is what I believe David, the intention of Psalm 34, is to be an encouragement to those who are going through the valley, because that's where he was. And now he's on the other side, and he's saying, God's good. I've trusted him. So your testimony is powerful. And if you're going through a dark time, God is with you. If you're on the other side, let people know so that others can be encouraged. Lord bless you today, and we'll see you again tomorrow morning.